Diana Zamora and David Graham were the kind of couple that many high school sweethearts aspire to be. They met in Mansfield, Texas, where both were top students, dedicated, focused, and deeply in love. Diana was known for her intelligence and discipline, and her dream was to attend the U.S. Naval Academy. David was equally driven, with aspirations to become a pilot at the prestigious U.S. Air Force Academy. Their love story seemed perfect from the outside. They made future plans, believed in each other's dreams, and appeared destined for success. Their families and friends admired their strong bond and work ethic, and their academic achievements seemed to guarantee a bright future ahead. However, beneath the surface, trouble was brewing. As is often the case with young love, insecurities can creep in, especially when distance, ambition, and time start to test the strength of the relationship. In November 1995, everything changed. David, who had always been seen as the good guy, confessed something to Diana that would alter the course of their relationship forever. He admitted that he had cheated on her. The girl in question was 16-year-old Adrienne Jones, a fellow student from their high school. David revealed that he had spent time with Adrienne after a track meet, and they shared an intimate moment in his car. Although it was a brief encounter, his admission shattered Diana's sense of trust and loyalty. She was devastated by this betrayal, and her jealousy consumed her. What was once a perfect love story had now become a nightmare of insecurity and vengeance. In her anguish, Diana's emotions took a dark turn. Unable to bear the thought of another girl being with David, she demanded he prove his love for her in the most unimaginable way, by killing Adrienne. The idea that murder could somehow fix their relationship was a reflection of Diana's extreme state of mind. Surprisingly, David agreed. Whether it was out of fear of losing Diana or because of his own troubled emotions, he consented to the deadly plan. This decision set them both on a path of no return. On December 4, 1995, the couple carried out their plan. Diana and David lured Adrienne out of her home with the pretense of a casual drive. They drove her to a secluded area near Joe Pool Lake, unaware of the horrifying fate that awaited her. That evening, as the car came to a stop, David attacked Adrienne. According to later reports, David hit her in the head, causing Adrienne to try to flee in fear. But her attempt to escape was futile. In a tragic turn of events, David shot Adrienne, ending her young life in the most heart-wrenching way. Adrienne was just 16 years old, with a future full of promise. Her family would later describe her as a joyful, kind girl who had a passion for athletics and academics. Her senseless death left a hole in the lives of those who loved her, and the local community was left in shock when her body was found the next morning. After the murder, Diana and David attempted to return to their normal lives, as if nothing had happened. Diana continued her studies and prepared to leave for the U.S. Naval Academy, while David was accepted into the U.S. Air Force Academy. On the outside, it seemed as though they were moving forward, but the weight of their crime began to take its toll. For months, the murder of Adrienne Jones went unsolved. Investigators worked tirelessly to piece together the details of the case, but there were no immediate leads. Diana and David continued their relationship, but the secret they shared became a dark cloud hanging over them. The truth began to unravel when Diana Zamora made an unexpected confession. While attending the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Diana told her roommates about the murder. Whether out of guilt or the overwhelming pressure of keeping such a dark secret, she admitted to her involvement in Adrienne's death. Her confession led to a series of events that brought the couple's crime to light. Diana's roommates alerted the authorities, and soon after, both Diana and David were arrested for the murder of Adrienne Jones. When questioned by police, both Diana and David eventually admitted their roles in the crime. In a surprising twist, David claimed that the entire plot had been Diana's idea, and he had gone along with it to prove his love for her. Diana, on the other hand, also admitted her involvement but downplayed her influence. The trial captured the attention of the nation. It was hard to believe that two young, promising individuals could be involved in such a heinous act. Diana was convicted of capital murder in February 1998 and sentenced to life in prison. David Graham was also convicted later that year and received the same sentence. Both would be eligible for parole after serving 40 years, but the impact of their crime left a deep scar on the community and the families of everyone involved. The story of Diana Zamora and David Graham is a tragic reminder of how jealousy, obsession, and a toxic relationship can lead to devastating consequences. Adrienne Jones, the innocent victim in this case, lost her life because of an impulsive and misguided act of vengeance. Her family continues to grieve her loss, and the community where the crime took place still remembers the shock and sadness that surrounded the case. The young love between Diana and David, which had once seemed full of promise, was instead destroyed by jealousy and murder. This case serves as a somber reminder that choices driven by intense emotions can have far-reaching, irreversible consequences. Diana and David's lives, once full of potential, were forever altered by one tragic decision. The life of Adrienne Jones was tragically cut short, leaving behind a family in grief.